swear this is not an Alex Hormozi this video. This is a reality check for every entrepreneur, coach, creator, and contentpreneur that accidentally turned learning into copying. Look, somewhere along your journey, you started to build your business like someone else's. You took their frameworks, their funnels, their tone, and you started to think to yourself, well, maybe if I just do it like them, then it'll finally start working for me. It won't, because you're not Alex Hormozi. You're not Gary Vee. You're not Myron Golden. You're not Iman Gadzi. You're not whatever guru it is that you're listening to right now. You're not me. And the second you start running your race on someone else's track, you lose the very one thing that could make you win, your edge. So this video isn't about them, it's about you. Because most people fail online not because they lack the skill or the strategy, but it's because they never learned how to build like themselves. The people you look up to didn't win because they copied somebody. It's because they found their mode and their operating system and they went all in on it. That's how I made over 7 figures online in my business. That's how my very first digital product did a little over 900K. And that's what we're unpacking today. Why copying the people that you admire is the fastest way to stay stuck, and how to figure out the version of you that actually scales. Most people get started because they get inspired by somebody, and then they try to emulate what worked for that person that they got inspired by. But a lot of the times, inspiration turns into imitation. And it's only gonna take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you'll probably just end up being a lesser, worse, more broke version of somebody that you're trying to copy and emulate. And you're also just going to remind people that are familiar with the original of the original, instead of making them get familiar with you. And people buy stuff from people that they know, like, and trust. So they need to know you, like you, and trust you, not them. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, just have fun with that, because we've all seen it before. With the Gary Vee, everybody was out here trying to document their whole entire life and grind their face off. And with Ty Lopez, everybody thought that they needed to show a lifestyle and have fancy cars and mansions and nice trips and airplanes and whatnot. And now with Alex Hormozi, everybody's out here talking about business terms like EBITDA in their content when they've never even made $1 for themselves. And listen, none of that is bad until you realize that you have a different game to play. When you copy someone else's game, not only are you copying their strengths, but you're copying their weaknesses. You take their mindset, their cadence, and their language, and in the process, you mute your own. The internet awards originality, and then people start to call it authentic. Like, the internet doesn't need another clone of somebody else. It needs a clear voice of you. And also, if you're out here just trying to copy what every other guru is doing, you don't even know their business model, and you don't even know the back end of their business or what their actual primary goal is. And the only reason why I'm using Alex Hormozi as an example is just because he's one of the biggest guys in the space right now. And somebody came to me recently and they were talking about how their whole strategy was to copy what Alex Hormozi did. So they were saying that they just wanted to have so much free content and they didn't want to sell anything to anybody. And then they wanted to build up their personal brand to so big, and then have this book, and then have the book available for everybody that's familiar with their brand, and then give it to everybody for free. And I was like, okay, sounds all well and dandy. Alex Hormozi was very successful with that. But if you study the origins of his content creation journey, Alex Hormozi made $100 million before he started to make content. So when his whole spiel was that he made $100 million and he had absolutely nothing to sell you, well, that's because he sold a bunch of stuff to a bunch of people and made $100 million already. You're not in the position to whereas you can't sell anything to anybody because you need to build a business and make some money. He built the business. You need to build a business. You can't follow that model. And then this guy was telling me about all the free content that Hormozi does now and whatnot, and he wants to emulate that. But I was like, do you know how many ads that he's running? A lot of people aren't even familiar and know that the Facebook ads library is free to the public. Anybody can access it. And you can go into the back end of anybody that's running Facebook ads and you can see the ads that they're currently running. So look, this man is running a lot of ads. These are all the active ads that Hormozi is running right now. And I'm just gonna keep on scrolling. I can just keep on scrolling, and I can just keep on scrolling, and I can just keep on scrolling. And I'm still gonna be scrolling. These are all the ads that he's running right now. And Hormozi's offer, his primary offer, what he's building right now is that he wants to attract entrepreneurs that are making probably around $1 to $3 million per year, so he can help them grow their business and take an equity position in their business. That's what he's doing. And then outside of that, he has high ticket quote unquote masterminds that he has, where he has these 1 and 2 days events at his office in Vegas. That's what these ads are targeting. So he can get those people to pay that high ticket to come and get some help. So then he can help them with their business and then take a percentage of equity in their business. That's what he does. And then outside of that, other ads are for a free lead magnet to basically see if somebody's qualified, to whereas he can get them to come to the high ticket event at his headquarters in Vegas, to then later partner with them and take an equity position in their business. So with my experience in paid advertising, because the most amount of money that I've spent on ads in a single month is a little over $100,000, right? Like, I haven't spent the most on ads, but I definitely have not spent the least, because $100,000 is a nice little chunk of money to spend in a 30-day span. Well, with my knowledge on ads, my educated guess, or my guesstimate, is that this man is running 7 figures of ads per month. And other people are seeing what he's doing from the outside looking in, not understanding what his back end offer is, not understanding the team that he has around him to help him do everything that he's doing right now. And they're trying to implement that when they're not in a situation to implement a similar thing. It's not going to work for you like it works for him. And this is what I see literally on a weekly basis of people trying to copy whatever their favorite guru is doing. I'm like, yo, that stuff's not going to work for them, because you don't have the infrastructure, you don't have the team that they have, and then more importantly, you don't have the mind that they have, because you have your mind and they have their mind, and that's a great thing. Look, you got to think of business as a video game. And in the game, there's 2 player types. So for one, on this side, you're going to have the engineer. And then on this side here, you're going to have the creator. And these are 2 totally different mind types and 2 totally different archetypes that have 2 totally different strengths. The engineers win with precision, data, and discipline. The creators win with ideas, storytelling, and connection. Now, I'm not saying that you only have to be one type, because in order to be successful, there's going to be a mixture of the 2. But typically, people, they lean way heavier on one side or the other. And you need to know what it is that you are. So if I'm just using Hormozi as an example of a guru right here, right? Then he's an engineer. He literally treats business like a line of code. And the only reason why he's even on the creator side is because his code read, oh, where I want to go in business, I need a vehicle for traffic. And since he has a paid background in paid acquisition through advertising, and the price of advertising was going through the roof because CPMs are just insane right now, he assessed the situation. He was like, okay, well, I need to build a personal brand so I can have a pool of people that are aware of me, so I can retarget them with all my advertising, like all those ads that I showed you right now. And he also realized that he was getting way more impressions for free with his organic content than what he was paying for paid acquisition. So he was like, oh, not only can I get way more impressions for basically no cost and have a negative cost per acquisition, well, now I have a pool of people that are familiar with my brand that I can retarget with my skill in paid advertising. And ads always work way better when they're retargeted to people that are already familiar with the brand than a cold audience. That's an engineer mind, and he still has that engineer mind. And even with this content, he now has a team that helps him with a lot of the creator side of that, but then he just adds his engineer aspect to the creator side. But I know me and my brain type and my archetype is that I'm on the creator side. Like I'm heavily more a creator than an engineer. Like, yes, I do know that I'm going to have to access some of those portions of my brain to work the numbers and whatnot, but I move more so off of creative ideas. And if you're watching this video, then you probably lean more so on the creator side. Like your currency is expression and your weapon is communication. But when you try to copy an engineer's brain, you're fighting your own DNA if you're a creator. And if you try to copy a creator's brain, you're fighting your own DNA if you're an engineer. Because if you're a creator, you don't need to be analytical to win. And if you're an engineer, you don't have to be super creative to win. But you need to build a system for yourself that protects whichever side of this that you're on, not something that suffocates it. And you structure that system around your genius. You don't replace it. And that's why most people plateau, or even if they don't just plateau, they sink, right? Because they're not tapping into what makes them them. They're not tapping into their actual genius. They're thinking that everybody else is a genius. But if somebody like an Alex Hormozi tried to build his business like I do, and I'm not saying that I'm anywhere like that guy. Like that guy, he's probably gonna build $1 billion company if he is not already damn near a billionaire. We both have two totally separate targets of where we're headed for. Like I have no desire to become a billionaire. He obviously does. He knows what he's in it for, and I know what I'm in it for. And that's why I find certain things that I deem to be a success, just like he achieves certain things that he deems to be a success. And that's something else that you need to define for yourself instead of out here imitating and trying to do what everybody else is doing, is what is a success to you? Because a lot of people, they don't have that defined. That's why they're going out here chasing and doing and trying to be everything else outside of themselves. What is success to you? And everybody should have a different definition of that. I didn't realize that I became successful back in 2017. I fired my job April 1st, 2016. And at the time when I fired my job, what I wanted to do was to wake up when I wanted to wake up without an alarm, go to bed whenever I felt like going to bed, and do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it on my own time. I also wanted to go to a restaurant whenever I wanted to and not have to worry about if I can't get the appetizer and the dessert and a couple drinks. And I wanted to go to the grocery store and not worry about how much my snacks cost and just throw the stuff in the cart. Well, guess what? I had accomplished that in 2017. I had reached a certain level of success. Now, from what the world thought, I wasn't successful back then because I was probably only making around $3,000 to $5,000 per month. But my overhead was so low that I hardly had any bills. Like my rent was only like $800 something. I had no car payment because to this day I've never had a car loan. Like I had no debt. Like basically, I was rich. I was successful in my eyes. The only difference between me and somebody else that made way more money than me was probably comfortability of travel. Like, yeah, I might be riding the coach. They might be first class or private, but we're still getting to the same spot. They might drive something that has a better perception to the world or maybe hugs the curbs a little bit better, but I still got a car with leather seats, heated seats too, and the air ventilated seats. Like, I'm pretty comfy and we're both getting to the same spot. But outside of that, as far as lifestyle, I was like, oh, I'm successful because this is the lifestyle that I wanted. And then once I lost sight of what I had defined success as, and I started to go for what other people's success was because I got distracted, well, guess what? I actually achieved some of that stuff that I thought was successful and I hated it. I ended up being in hell because I realized that a lot of people, they don't actually do what they want to do when they want to do it, how they want to do it. Where I was optimizing to be free, once I started to copy people, I realized that they weren't free at all and that they had to make money because now they work for other people. I realized that the people that are really smart aren't the smart people. It's all these people that we don't see that are really the smart guys. I call them all the smart guys, the people that really own everything and the people that everybody is really working for. Because I was free, but then once I started to achieve some of the stuff that I thought was successful from trying to copy other people, well, now all of a sudden, I'm working for this bank because now I owe them some money for a little loan that I took to grow my business. Well, now I owe on this line of credit. Now I owe American Express, Chase, this business, that business, this business, that bank. I'm like, oh, they were the smart people. Because I was working for myself, but now I really work for y'all. And a lot of these people that everybody wants to be like, they're not free at all. They've built a life for themselves where they're really just in a cage, a bigger cage, but they're in a cage. That's why you need to define what success means for you. And like I said right here, we have the energy in the creator. Most people, they plateau here, or like I said, they go down here because they're copying somebody else. And this happens, or unfortunately, this happens because they don't understand the why behind whoever it is that they're copying is doing. They don't know what their why is. So a lot of entrepreneurs, especially starting off, they're emulating people that are building businesses with the goal of exiting those businesses. So also, even though I said that there's two archetypes or two mindsets of an entrepreneur, you have the engineer and the creator. Well, with business, there's two types of businesses also for the most part. You have a cash flow business, and you have a business that's designed for exit. I'm gonna just put exit or to sell the business. So a lot of people are actually out here building these cash flow businesses, but they're copying people that are building businesses that are designed to exit, that are designed to sell. And they're two totally different businesses, and they're built totally different ways. So that's why somebody will listen to somebody that's sitting here and building a business to where it's positioned to exit, and then wonder why that stuff isn't working for them when they're just looking to sell a course or sell some ebooks or build a community. They're over here listening to somebody that has a SaaS. And if you're not familiar with the SaaS, it's a service as a software. So they're over here listening to somebody that's building a software company to where they can sell that software company for $100 million exit. And they're trying to copy what they're doing over here to build a SaaS with something that should be a cash flow business, like selling a digital product or building a community or having a coaching program. Most people are over here and they're trying to make money, which in the cash flow businesses, you make money. Whereas with stuff like this, on this side of it, you really don't make money. The goal of it isn't to profit. It's to build the valuation of the company up so then you can sell it at a multiple of that valuation. And that's why a lot of people are losing. It's not because they're stuck. It's just because they're misaligned. And a lot of times they're getting information from people that they shouldn't be getting information from because they're building something that is totally different than what you're building right now. But you're trying to copy them when, for one, their mind frame isn't the same as yours. They may be an engineer and you may be a creator, or vice versa. And then secondly, they may be building a business that is designed for an exit, whereas you are building something that is designed for cash flow. It's never going to work for you. So here's something that I started to implement for myself, and I call it to eat the meat and spit out the bones. That's what she said. But whenever you're getting information from somebody, or from a guru, or from somebody that you feel has a perceived higher level of success than you, take the information, the meat, and take what you can actually apply, the nourishment, stuff that you can actually be nourished by, and all the rest of it, just spit it out. Spit out the bones, spit out the stuff that you can't do anything with. And then also, this one question changed my life, and I thank my mother for teaching me this. Simple question that really nobody out here is asking. Why? If you start asking this to yourself whenever you get some information, it will change your life. Thank you, Mama, if you are watching this. Because when I say that my mama taught me this, when I was a child, my mama, she taught me that I had a voice and that I had an opinion. And she taught me to question everything around me. At times, she would get mad at me because I would start to question my mama. And then sometimes when she didn't have some answers, or if she was just tired, it turns into the child because I told you to. But then I'll say, but you said I have a voice and I can talk, and you said that I should question, so why are you saying it's like this? But this is something that has really, really helped me and guided me along my entrepreneurial journey, is asking why. So when I'm watching content from somebody, or if I'm listening to somebody's strategy, outside of just taking what they're saying and actually learning that, like I said, eating the meat and spit out the bones, that's what she said, I'm asking, why are they doing this right now? Why are they making this content? Why are they sharing this strategy? Why did they implement this strategy? What is the why behind it? And that's actually how I learn the most from other people. It's not so much from what they say or what they do or how they do. It's from me asking, why are they doing it? And then reverse engineering and applying the why to myself. And then instead of asking, what would this guru do? I say, what would I do if I fully trusted myself with the why behind what it is that they're doing? And that's how I win. I take all this information from all these different sources and ask myself, why are they doing everything that they're doing? And then if I truly trust and believe in what I'm doing, how can I apply the reason why they're doing everything to what I'm doing? Because there's a reason why they're doing all this stuff. And then also take all the nourishment that I can from all this information, but I got to apply it to myself and do it the way that I do it. I'm starting to see a lot of people even copying me. They're copying my content. They're copying my thumbnails. They're copying my titles. They're copying how I say certain things. They're copying my scripts. Like literally, I've found people to whereas all that they did is take my transcript and just said my transcript verbatim. Same joke, same everything, literally word for word. It's not going to work for you. Why is it not going to work for you? Because you're not me. And stuff that I say, it ain't no script to it. Like, it's not like I'm sitting here and I'm planning everything out word for word. Yeah, do I know what I'm going to talk about? Yeah, do I have some organized thoughts at time? Yeah, but I'm not just sitting here typing out an entire script and going through it. You ain't got what I got, so you can't get what I get, but you can get what is for you. And I know that some other guru may win with math, and I know that some other guru may win with having these super duper organized spreadsheets and whatnot. I know that this other creator may win because of their conviction, or this person may win because of how they have something positioned. That's cool. That's cool. That's how they're gonna win. But I know with me, I win because of communication, clarity, and empathy, as well as with a childlike imagination. So you got to ask yourself, why do you win? And then ask yourself, what part of this whole process feels like play to me that feels like work to others? Like for me, I know coming up with ideas, coming up with creative ideas is fun to me. That is really hard for an engineer mind. And whatever that is, that's your leverage. That's what you double down on. That's how you start to tap into your mode of genius, because everybody has genius. Like nobody's different out here. Like, let me correct that. Everybody is different, but we're all one and the same pretty much too. So somebody will say that this person is a genius because they know how to make music very well. Well, that person that knows how to make music very well can't shoot a basketball. But that person's mode of genius may be that they know how to shoot a basketball. But that person that knows how to shoot a basketball, they can't swing a baseball bat. But then that person that swing a baseball bat, that's their mode of genius. But that person cannot put together a spreadsheet. And that person that knows how to put together a spreadsheet, they don't know how to actually tap into somebody's feelings and see something from somebody else's point of view and actually feel them as a person that has good emotional intelligence to where they can advise them to make a good life decision. Like, everybody has some level of genius. It's just that so many people can't ever find it and can't tap into it because they're looking at everybody else on how to do something or what to do instead of looking within and then taking little pieces of other things and then applying it to yourself. But everybody else is just out here trying to do something 100% like someone else when it's not going to work for you because you're not them. It's just like Steve Jobs and the other guy. What's the other guy? What is it? Wozniak? I think they were both Steves. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Right? So if we use all the Steves at Apple, right? Steve Jobs, he was the creator. His mind frame was the creator. Over here, you had Wozniak. I don't even know how to spell his name. I'm gonna just put Woj. You had the Wozniak that was the engineer type. This is how they created Apple. If Steve Jobs tried to think like an engineer, it wouldn't have worked. And if Wozniak tried to think with the creator mind frame, it wouldn't have worked. They both tapped into their geniuses. Now, I'm not saying that the two don't exist within the one person because we all have these two types, but everybody leans heavily on one side of them. So Steve Jobs might have been more so like a 70-30 on the creator side. And Wozniak might have been like the the 70-30, but his 70 is over here on the creator side. But they knew who they were, and they didn't try to tap into or cross paths on the other side of it. Steve Jobs has this creative idea. Wozniak is saying, no, it can't be done. Steve Jobs, he doesn't care about that because he's not an engineer. He's saying, well, get it done. And then Wozniak's engineering mind figures out a way to get it done. Now, with this example, each one of them had the other one to lean on, and the whole company of Apple, right? You may not be in that position yet, but you can at least heavily lean on one side of it. And then as you grow your business, if you decide to do that, then maybe you can outsource people to help you out with the other side of it. But success doesn't come from you doing everything. It comes from you doing the one thing that you do better than nobody else. And there's absolutely nothing that you can do better than being you. And this is the greatest time in history to be yourself and get paid for it. You can literally build a 7-figure business from your laptop and telling the truth on camera. And people don't buy perfection anymore, they buy perspective. And the person who communicates reality with confidence will always outperform the person who's copying confidence without the reality to back it. So your job isn't to be the next guru, it's to be the next you. Study the greats, learn the frameworks, respect the blueprints, but build your own house. Because if you keep on trying to be someone else, you'll never see how great you really are. And trust me, when you double down on your voice and your style and your system, you won't need to chase their business model. They'll be studying yours. And if you're serious about building an online business that reflects your skills and your style and your story, just like all them that you see on the screen right now, go ahead and click the link down in the description to join this accredited top community. For personal coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So go ahead and click the link down in the description and tap in, and I'll see you on my coaching call this Wednesday. But it's easy to be yourself, and everybody else is taken, and we don't need another one of them. We need the first you. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Go ahead and check out this video right here for 3 tiny digital products that are guaranteed to sell. It's crowded at the top.